Yes guys, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the new Turtle Beach Recon Controller. I think it's the first of its kind potentially, but I thought I would just have a look at it, guys. I did receive it today, and I will be comparing it to the other two controllers, primarily for Xbox at the moment. So we're going to get straight in the video, guys. As you can see, this is the new Turtle Beach Recon Controller. It's more like a scuff controller, I guess. Obviously, it does have a few triggers on the back. I think what the difference is with this one compared to many of the others that are on the market at the moment, it has a audio feature, which apparently, from what I've read, definitely enhances, the slightest things. Just say like an enemy creeping on you, I guess, with footsteps and stuff like that, which, as far as I believe, there's nothing else really out there on the market that kind of offers this, especially at the price that they are selling this for. As you can tell, here's like obviously the few features at the moment. So they obviously have the Advantage Audio Turtle Beach, which I guess is what obviously they're calling this technology, superhuman hearing. As far as obviously the type of that, I'm guessing it's maybe some some kind of audio feature where it's going to give you a pinpoint accuracy of where an enemy is, or something particular in the world that you might be in. So I think as far as something like that, it could be game changing with offering something like that at a very, well, in today's market, a very low price. As far as in the UK anyway, this does go for $49.99. Compared to some of the other controllers, like the ones in front, with the Xbox having the Elite or the standard Xbox controller that you do receive in every console, or that you can buy within the store, it's either at the same price point or at least 3 times the price point, more relating to the Elite, which I will get into, guys, and I will kind of have a compare. But as far as this, it's pretty much got the same things. As far as the trigger wise, compared to the Elite, this one has 2. The Elite has a possibility of 4, and obviously you can remap that to obviously whatever you desire. It does have the texture grips as well. I will obviously need to obviously have a feel, see what the texture grips obviously does compare like to the Elite and obviously the normal standard controller. So we shall get into this, guys, and see how this fares against with the other controllers. Right, guys, we're back. This is what it is without obviously the box and the packaging. It does come with a wire, because you do have to use it as a wire controller, which it does have some benefits. Obviously, you're not going to have to obviously charge it on a regular basis, and you do kind of have that that connectivity all the time, so you shouldn't have any issues where your controllers obviously run out of battery, and especially in the middle of a game, even though I don't think that's kind of a normal outcome for a lot of people. But as you can tell, obviously it's got the Xbox logo right in the middle. As far as the pattern on the grips, it does seem very similar to the grips on the standard one, which you kind of guess when it's from the same price point. The grips pattern, I would say it's fine. It's obviously going to be a little bit more comfy than this compared to the Elite. Obviously the Elite is 3 times the price point, but to be fair, I would probably say on the inner of the pad is definitely nicer feeling, I guess, for the hands. It does kind of seem more of a normal thing to hold, I guess, where with the Elite being, I guess, a lot more heavier, a lot more chunkier. As you can tell there, I don't know if you can tell by the camera, guys, but it does seem like this has like thicker bottom half anyway. It just seems a lot thicker. It's probably not the best way to tell, but it just seems a lot thicker, and obviously it is a lot heavier. So, but as far as the grips, I think actually they're really good. This is kind of just like a stand. This is, I would say, primarily the same as that. No real difference apart from this is probably a little bit more, I guess. With a matte black, potentially this is kind of more like a shiny black. But that aspect does feel cheap, guys. Definitely that does feel cheap. Obviously, you have your 3 buttons, same as the standard, the Elite. So they've kind of took the same concept. As far as the back, you do have your 2 triggers. It don't seem like you have to really put much of any pressure on to kind of bring them into play. So that would be definitely good. Obviously, I think most people kind of use these buttons for just say like a battle royale or something. It would be more like a jump or something like that, or even maybe a shooting thing. I'm not too sure. I don't think most people would really put it a shooting, but you know, the options are obviously it's whatever makes it easier for you for your customization. But I think that's definitely a good addition, especially like I say, as I keep referring to, the price point. At the end of the day, if you're going to get a few more enhancements on this controller, you know, the average person's not going to pay the same price for this controller or the standard one. You know, it's like, even though I guess if you're really going to, you know, pick faults, this does look a lot better, you know, on appearance. But at the end of the day, you're not really buying a controller for the appearance, you're buying for the functionality that it gives you within a game. So I think this would be definitely over that. And like I say, the triggers, I think they're roughly probably the same. This probably has a little bit more tension on my left than the one on the right. I would say the R1, L1 definitely feels a lot better on the Turtle one. This one has a more of a click. This has a slight click, so that might be more beneficial within the game, considering you might not have to push it down as far. But as far as these, I'd probably say as well, I'd probably say you need to push these down a lot further as well, where this kind of has like a shorter push to get the trigger going. A bit like the Elite one, where obviously you can modify how far and how light you can make the triggers. So I guess it's kind of like a in between with this one. So it's kind of like a middle ground. And obviously the most kind of important feature, guys, like I was going on about, is the audio thing. So see, at the moment it does kind of give you the different modes it says, but obviously I haven't really looked into what different types of modes. But it does obviously give you the volume. It gives you the bit of the chat where you can obviously raise the volume on that, which I think is definitely kind of a good thing, because sometimes when you're in a game, especially a game that you can't pause, it's going to be a lot easier on this controller to, you know, change the volume either in the game itself or actually in the chat, rather than having to kind of like, well, even though you can't pause the game, you're going to have to, you know, press the Xbox icon button and obviously go on the main menu to kind of enhance obviously the volume settings for, you know, your chat, or even potentially for the game itself, where this controller allows you to kind of bypass all that to do it right in front of yourself. And from what I can gather as well, it looks like there's a mute button here as well, if you can see that. So I bring it closer. So it looks like there's the mute button, the chat, volume, select. I'm not sure what the select would do. I'm guessing that would select a mode. It would kind of just give that bit of option. There's an S on the line. I'm guessing that's something to do with the sound potentially. And obviously you've kind of got your 5 icons at the top. So obviously you've got your, I'm guessing your headphone, something to do with your headphone, the EQ. It looks like 4 arrows, so I don't know whether that's for a certain setting. I think that may be for a certain setting. I'll see the controller, and I think that's for the aim assist, if I remember looking at the box correctly. So as far as the controller, guys, and obviously you've got your headphone jack on the bottom, I think for the price point of $49.99 in the UK, Obviously, the few kind of like factors you know you kind of need to take it is it's gonna be wired. You know, there's potential issues with this. Obviously, I've not used it yet because it's not the most premium, but at the same time, you're getting a lot more for your money compared to the standard Xbox controller. So obviously, if you don't have a you know, you don't have a high budget, but you still want to kind of give yourself that bit more of a gaming experience, or even if you do kind of do things such as like streaming and stuff, and you want to kind of be able to take your streaming service to like the next level, and you think, well, I do want to invest a little bit, obviously, but I don't have the budget, this would be definitely a good option, because like I say, it's a mid-ground for all three of these controllers. So in the you know, if you're not able to pay just say £160 for an Elite, but yet you don't want to be paying £50 for the standard one, where you can get this one, which is kind of a mixture of both, and obviously it does have its own audio feature, for the same price of £50, and you're going to go for this, aren't you? And you know, at the end of the day, guys, that's what it's about. Companies like Turtle Beach are giving the consumer the opportunity, the choice to kind of say, look, there's already products on the market that you're able to choose from, but we've got another one that is a mixture between, you know, all the rest of the products, plus we've got, you know, our own feature that the other two products don't even have at all, which is, like I say, is the audio thing, which, you know, if you play in a very competitive kind of way, and playing a competitive, like, you know, events, tournaments, or anything like that, something like audio is going to be very detrimental to you. It's going to be very important. So something like that could definitely sway you from paying £50 for a controller that has that feature, or it's going to defer you away from paying £160 for a controller that, yes, it does have a bit more customization with the triggers and the tension and certain things, but it doesn't have the audio capabilities of this controller. So, you know, at the end of the day, guys, it's obviously what you think is more important for your gaming experience, what you think is going to benefit you more. And like I say, obviously, you know, I think with this controller, I probably will do another video where I've used it for a week. I've kind of got a feel of how things are, and especially with the audio, that's going to be like the main, I guess, thing that people are going to be looking at and thinking, like, how is, you know, why is this going to be the controller for me over the Elite or the standard, or even other controllers on the market. Obviously, these are just the three that I own currently, but for, like I say, the price point, even the build quality, you know, if like I say, if you're not going to have a care in the world about appearance, then, you know what I mean, it's about productivity. And like I say, this has a bit of everything regarding between the two controllers, you know what I mean. And like I say, for the price point, you can't beat it. So it's definitely something I will follow up on, guys, regarding another video, just to see how it goes with this controller. Obviously, I will play different games just to see how it reacts to certain games and how it doesn't to others, and obviously how the feedback comes from the triggers and stuff like that. It'll be definitely interesting to see whether it enhances my game or could worsen my game. It'd just be very interesting, guys. But what I will do is, guys, I'll put the link down below for all three controllers, just so, you know, you can have a look at yourselves as far as obviously the price points, and obviously feature wise for each controller, even though for most of it they will be practically the same. But I just thought I'd do this video for you guys, just to kind of give you a bit of an inside look of kind of what's the difference between the three controllers, because at the end of the day, I think sometimes people just kind of assume that the highest price point is going to be the best price point for you, which is not always the case. Like I say, it depends what your gaming experience is going to be at the end of the day. But, you know, you don't want to be overspend on something that really isn't practical for you, and, you know, where you're pushing your budget limit, I guess, beyond what you really need to anyway. But like I say, guys, in the next week or so, I will make a follow-up video regarding this. Thank you for everybody that stopped by. If you do like this video, guys, please please press the thumbs up. If you do have any questions, any queries about anything, feel free to comment below, and I will respond as quick as possible, and I'll try to answer the questions the best way I can. Obviously, like I say, I haven't used this yet, so obviously, you know, I won't know all the ins and outs obviously yet, but you know, it's something that I'll definitely work on and make sure that, you know, when I do answer that, you know, it will be hopefully the correct answer. So anyway, guys, for that, thank you for stopping by, and I shall see you next time.